Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss another one topic related to power plant engineering subject, that is power plant economy. Okay, so this is the first session for power plant economy. In the next class, we are going to discuss about the economy in detail in the part two. Okay, so today we are going to discuss the introduction of power plant economy. Okay, so the last few classes we were discuss about different type of renewable energy sources like solar, wind, tidal, geothermal, all those things we were discuss. Okay, so based upon that, okay, we use that renewable energy source, how the power plant is works, and based upon that, how the power plant is operating, what are the constructions and working principles, everything we were discussed, right? So today we are going to move on another topic related to power plant economy. Okay. So first we'll move to the today agenda of the session. Okay. So the today agenda of the session is first we are going to discuss the introduction of power plant economy, and then we are moving to what are the different type of cost, that is cost analysis we are going to discuss. So if you run a power plant mean, so there are different cost is involved. Okay, so how the cost to be calculated, what is mean by fixed cost, what is mean by capital cost, what is mean by operation cost, and how the cost is going to be used for analysis, that is how the power plant economy it can be calculated. All those things we are going to discuss today. So that is the today agenda of the session, right? So you know very well, any power plant, if it is a coal-based thermal power plant, or we can say conventional or non-conventional source. Okay, power plant economy is very very important. Why it is very important? What is the main purpose behind on the power plant economy? The main purpose of power plant economy is, okay, if any power plant is to design and operation. Means, okay, we have to put some cost. Okay, so with help of the cost we are producing the energy. So the main purpose of the power plant economy is to bring the cost of energy produced to minimum. That is the main requirement. So whatever the cost involved to produce the energy, that should be a minimum. So for that purpose we are going to discuss about the power plant economy. And the second main important of our why you want to study the power plant economy is effective utilization of resources. There are so many resources we are using, okay, while running a power plant. One machine, okay, then so many instruments, every machinery is there we are using, okay, that is like, okay, different component of your power plant we were discussed in the last chapters. So many components are used: boilers, turbine, okay, but then generation, power generation, that is generator. So these are the few components. Okay, so based upon that, how the components are effectively utilized. That means not only component, all the resources. Okay, so man, machine, material, everything, all are called resources, right? So the effective utilization of resources we have to you have to analyze, means we have to study the power plant economy. That is also the main important of power plant economy. And minimize the losses in order to increase the profit. So any power plant, if we want to run the means, we have to put so many costs. Okay, with help of that cost only we can develop the energy. So we can gain it. Ultimately, after producing the power, we have to gain. Okay, that means your industry makes profit. Okay, the power plant industry makes profit. Okay, so that's why we have to study the economy of power plant. So these are the criteria behind why you want to study the power plant economy. Okay, so this is you have to keep in mind. Next, we are going to discuss about cost analysis. There are so many cost we are expense in power plant operation. So based upon the cost involved, we are categorized into different. Okay, so normally you know very well as fixed cost and variable cost, but here that is one cost is very important. that is capital cost. Okay, so why the capital cost is we are consider in a power plant economy is because a huge amount of money is involved in the power plant installation. Okay, because high amount of projects, power plant is a high amount project. Okay, so we have to think capital cost. So if you want to implement a nuclear power plant, is a biggest project. Okay, so it takes more time, and also the cost of the plant is also is very high. So the capital cost is very important for power plant. Not only the nuclear power plant, all type of power plant. Okay, the cost of initial, that is for a going to start a power plant, then we have to put high amount of money. That's why we are gives more important to the capital cost. So capital cost is classified as first one as fixed cost. So in that fixed cost, we are going to discuss different type of cost. Okay, in the under the fixed cost, okay, there are so many costs is involved. So initial cost of the plant, we can call it as fixed cost. So the initial cost of the plant, which include, so what are its include mean? What are the costs which include means? First one is land cost. So if you want to start a plant, means you have to select a land. So the selection of land is very important. That's why we are studied in each power plant. That criteria is playing very important role. Okay, that's why we are discussed in separate manner for each power plant. So if you want to start a thermal power plant, mean how the land should be there, like, okay, and if you want to start a nuclear power plant, mean what is the land area required. So all those things we will discuss. Okay, so similar manner, okay, in the cost analysis also we have to discuss about the land cost. Okay, so based upon that, your cost of the power plant is increased. Okay, or if you want to control the cost means, okay, you can select the land. Based upon that, you can select the land, you can control the cost. So the land should be almost all the power plant, the land should be in remote areas. Okay, so that's a very important okay, aspects in land cost. Okay, so then only you can minimize your cost. And second one is building cost. Okay, that is also a fixed cost. So if you construct the building means, okay, for generation of power, you are construct so many buildings. Okay, so that cost also comes under fixed cost. And equipment cost, so you have to purchase, okay, turbine, generator, and transmission lines you have to provide. So for that you need you have to purchase some equipments. Okay, so that cost has comes under around, sir, comes it's equipment cost. And you have to but not only purchase, you have to install. Okay, so that equipment should be installed in your area. Okay, so that requires some money. Okay, so for installation, so that cost is called installation cost. And some overhead charges. So apart from this cost, okay, some charges also required, some expenses also needed to if for initial setup the power plant. So that cost comes under overhead charge. So these all are comes under, okay, capital cost or fixed cost. So capital cost is normally a fixed cost. Okay, so it is depending upon various costs. That is, first one is land cost, second one is building cost, third one is equipment cost, and next one is installation cost, and last one is overhead charges. So these are the things on the fixed cost of power plant. Okay, so you have any doubt in this? Anyone tell what is the purpose of power plant economy? Why you want to study the power plant economy? Anyone?
For doing the processes in well manner with some budgeted works like that.
Okay, very good. So that's why we are going to study. So if you want to run a power plant in an effective manner means, so you need to calculate what are the different kind of cost is involved in. Okay, that's related study is very important. That's why we are study the power plant economy. Very good answer, Venetraman. Okay, and what are the different type of cost? Anyone? What are the different type of cost involved in fixed cost of power plant? Anyone? Abhinav? Abhinesh, is it audible? Number one, what are the different type of cost? So first cost we discussed about capital cost. No, please see the slide and tell me. Abhinesh, is it audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Ah, yes. What are the different type of capital cost? That is fixed cost in power plant. Please see the slide and tell me. The slide is viewable or not?
Land cost,
Land cost, very good. Next one,
building cost,
building cost, okay.
equipment cost,
Equipment cost, okay.
installation cost,
Installation cost. And the last one is
overhead charges.
what is the importance of land cost? Why you want to study the land cost? Say some of the importance of land cost. எதுக்குப்பா ஸ்டடி பண்ணோம் land cost இம்பார்ட்டண்டா? Because you want to implement a power plant when a huge amount of area is required, right? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
அப்போ நிறைய இடம் தேவைப்பட்டுச்சுன்னா கண்டிப்பா என்ன பண்ணணும்? We have to discuss, no. So எவ்வளோ ஏரியா நமக்கு requirement இருக்கு, okay, to start a power plant, what type of power plant we are going to start, so how much area is required, what are the equipment we are going to install, okay, what is the soil condition of the land, okay, there is any water facilities available near to the area, land area, disposal method, everything we have to consider, okay. Otherwise your operation cost will be increased. For if you are example, okay, maybe here in our area we are started a thermal power plant. Is it possible? Is it possible? In our area we are going to start a thermal power plant. Is it possible? Coal based thermal power plant we are going to start in our area.
First, we have to research on that place, sir.
Why you want to check that land condition or those things?
Yes, sir. Because என்னன்னா இப்போ ஒரு சில இடத்துல எல்லா இடத்துலயும் கோல் கிடைக்கும்னு சொல்ல முடியாது சார்.
Yes, very good. Because coal availability is very important. Coal is available நியர்பை ஏரியா இருக்கிற லேண்டை தான் நம்ம செக் பண்ணணும். ஓகே, ஸோ கோல் அவைலபிலிட்டி அந்த லேண்ட்ல இருக்கா, நியர்பை சோர்சஸ் இருக்கா, then only we can start. ஓகே, ஸோ அப்போ லேண்ட் வந்து பார்த்தோம்னா நம்ம இங்கே ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இஃப் யூ ஸ்டார்டட் அ பிளான்ட் இன் திஸ் ஏரியா மீன்ஸ் ஓகே வி ஹாவ் டு start a power plant. For example, coal based thermal power plant na we have to import the coal. So அப்ப என்ன பண்ணனும், somewhere எங்க கோல் இருக்கோ அங்க இருந்து நம்ம இங்க வாங்கணும். அப்ப வேகன் ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ், ரயில் வேகன்ஸ் வேணும், ஓகே, டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட்டேஷன் ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ் வேணும். அப்ப கோல் ஏரியா இல்லாத இடத்துல, கோல் அவைலபிலிட்டி ஏரியா இடத்துல ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா the cost of transportation வந்து increase ஆகும். So that's why okay you have to think the land, okay, selection of land la, that's why we are discussing, no. So that is playing very important role. And also cost of the land வந்து பார்க்கறதுக்கு முன்னாடி நம்ம என்ன ஏரியா எவ்வளவு இருக்குன்னு பார்க்கணும். ஓகே, ஸோ ஹவு மச் ஏரியா இஸ் ரிக்வயர்ட் ஃபார் த பிளான், எனி வாட்டர் சோர்சஸ் அவைலபிள் இருக்கா லேண்ட்ல. ஓகே, பிகாஸ் தெர்மல் பவர் பிளான்ட்னா டிஸ்போசல் ஆஃப் ஆஷ் வந்து பிளேயிங் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ரோல். அப்போ ஹவு வி கேன் டிஸ்போஸ், ஓகே, அதுக்கு நியர்பை சோர்சஸ் இருக்கா, வாட்டர் சோர்சஸ் இருக்கா, ஓகே, தென் என்விரான்மெண்டல் கண்டிஷன்ஸ் பார்க்கணும். ஓகே, இதெல்லாம் பார்த்துட்டு தான் we have to select land. Based upon the land you have to calculate the cost. Okay, so idellam based panni tha and the factor. Okay, right. So this is about the cost analysis. Okay, so shall we move to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Next we are going to discuss about the second cost is operational cost. So this is how I already touch upon that area, okay, related to land, okay, cost. So what are the operation costs? Why while you are operating a power plant, some cost is involved in, okay, to operate a power plant or producing the power. Okay, so that type of cost is comes under operational costs. What are the costs? First one, cost of fuel, labor cost, cost of maintenance and repairs, and cost of stores and supervision and taxes. So you know very well. So a power plant, if you want to operate now without fuel, you cannot operate. So I already told. So you have to purchase the fuel. That means coal. For example, coal-based thermal power plant. Na, coal is the main fuel. Okay. So lignite. In our area, we have a lignite source. Now, for example, Neyveli irke. So you have to uh, take the coal from Neyveli. Okay. Apo you need some transport facility. Okay. So that's cost. Everything is comes in your cost of the fuel. So fuel மட்டும் இல்ல அத அந்த காஸ்ட் ஆஃப் lignite only அது மட்டும் நம்ம எடுத்துக்கிறது இல்ல. அரௌண்ட் காஸ்ட் வந்து எதுன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா அதை டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட் பண்றது, அதை ஹேண்ட்லிங் பண்ணக்கூடிய சார்ஜஸ், அதை வந்து கன்வர்ஷன் பண்ணும்போது fuel வந்து நம்ம என்ன required size pulverized coal you have to convert no. So everything is comes under cost of fuel. Okay. And second one is labor cost. So what is mean by labor cost? So lot of man resources we are using for producing the energy. Okay. So that cost is comes under labor cost. So how many people is involving, okay, in the power production area. Okay. How the labor is being utilized. Okay. And what are the shift system we are following. Okay. So how much expenses we are met out for the labors. Everything is calculated in the labor cost. Okay, that's accounted in the labor cost. That is one of the operational costs. And the next one is cost of maintenance and repairs. So we have purchased some equipment, right? Last slide itself, I touch upon that. We have purchased turbines, okay, and generators, and so many equipments are in the power plant. So we were discussed in the uh, last 3-4 chapters. We were discussed different type of power plant. There are so many components are there. So each component, if you are utilizing, that means okay for power production, definitely that components require maintenance. Okay, so definitely some repair also maybe happen. So you have to rectify the repairs, and the cost of maintenance also increasing. Okay, so that cost is okay comes under your operation cost. So that is called cost of maintenance and repair. And the next cost is cost of so. So if you want to maintain the power plant, mean okay, you need some uh, other than fuel. You need some additional materials. Okay, to run the power plant. Okay, that is normally stored something like oil wastage. Okay, sorry, wastage. That means cloth waste, cloth, oil, something like that. Okay, small components, fasteners, everything is required. So all the materials, okay, other than the big equipments, okay, all the small materials is required. Okay, that should for maintenance purpose and repair purpose. That should be stored in the normally in the stores. Okay, so that is also a cost. Okay, purchase of small things are comes under store cost. So that is another one operation cost. And the next one is supervision. So if you want to produce power, means okay, man resources are required. That means labor cost. We are discussed now in the second topic as okay. So that is if you want to supervise the labors, mean okay, top managers and middle managers are so, required. So that is also okay. We have play a role in the cost. Okay, so that is another one cost, that is supervision cost. And next one is taxes. So if you want to uh, uh, produce, if you produce the power, then you have to hand it over some agency, that is like a TNEB or something. Okay, then our private concerns, you are transmit the power. Okay, means okay, you have to pay some taxes for the government, and also you have to purchase an equipment, means you have to pay some taxes. Okay, so that tax is also playing an important role in operation cost. So these all are comes under operational cost. So what are the costs of operations are? First one is cost of fuel, labor cost, and cost of maintenance and repair, and cost of source and supervision and taxes. So these all are about operational costs. So first cost is fixed cost, and second cost is operation cost. Okay. So in tomorrow we are going to discuss about in detail about fixed cost or capital cost. Okay, so these are the two costs today we will discuss. One is operational cost, okay, and second one is called capital cost. So in the next class, we are going to discuss about in detail about uh, how the fixed cost is calculated, fixed cost or capital cost is calculated, and how operational cost is going to be calculated. Okay. So up to this, you have to keep in mind what is mean by power plant economy. Okay. So why you want to study the power plant economy? What is mean by cost analysis? So the purpose of cost analysis is to produce the energy with minimum cost. Okay, and effective utilization of resources. These are the two important factors. Okay, ultimately, the main objective of power plant economy is to increase profit of power production. Okay, and there are two type of costs. Okay, one is fixed cost, second one is operation cost. So fixed cost is also called as capital cost. So what are the costs are? First one is land cost, second one is building cost, third one is equipment cost, and next one is installation cost, and the last one is overhead charge. And the second one is operational cost. In that, okay, the element that make up the operating expenses of a power plant include following costs. So what are the costs are? First one, cost of fuel, second one, labor cost, then cost of maintenance and repair, then cost of store and supervision costs and taxes. So these all are related to operation cost. So next class we will see the uh, detail about fixed and operation costs. Now you have any doubt, can ask. Up to this, you have any doubt, students, you can ask now.
சார் வாட் அபவுட் தி டேக்ஸ்க்கு சார், அதாவது அந்த டேக்ஸ் சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல சார், இப்போ பவர் பிளான்ட் அது போல எப்படி சார்? இப்போ
Yes.
டேக்ஸஸ் வந்துட்டு இப்போ கவர்மெண்ட்ல ஃப்ரேம் பண்ணுவாங்கல்ல சார்?
Okay, because we have collected some, for example, you are supplying power to some agency means, okay, they are paying some money, okay, so ultimately you have some amount, you receive some amount from that company. So based upon that, you have to pay the tax, okay, and also you are purchasing some equipment or machineries, okay, so everything is comes under taxes, okay. அப்போ இது வந்து everything should be submitted, okay, like GST இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கிறதெல்லாம் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எவ்ரிதிங் இஸ் காஸ்ட் தான், ஓகே. ஸோ அப்போ இந்த ஒவ்வொரு பில்ஸுக்கும் ஒவ்வொரு நம்ம பவர் ப்ரொடக்ஷனுக்கும் நம்ம வந்து என்ன பண்ணுவோம், சம் டேரிஃப்னால நம்மளுக்கு யூ ஹாவ் அ டேக்ஸ். தட் டேக்ஸ் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு ஒரு காஸ்ட்டாக இருக்கும், ஓகேவா. அந்த காஸ்ட்டை தான் வி கேன் கால் இட் அஸ் taxes in the operation cost. So while operating the power plant, your taxes should be increased. So how much power generation இருக்கோ that is proportional. அப்போ உங்க power generation is more na, your tax also more, okay. So உங்க power generation பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் tax cost வந்து increase ஆகும், okay.
ஓகே சார்.
டாக்ஸஸ்ங்கிறது என்னன்னா நம்ம கவர்மெண்ட்டுக்கு பே பண்ணக்கூடியது, ஓகேவா. அண்ட் ஆல்சோ சம் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் டாரிஃப் பேஸ் பண்ணி நம்ம வந்து கலெக்ட் பண்ற மணிக்கு வந்து we have to give the refund, ஓகே. அதாவது கவர்மெண்ட்டுக்கு கொடுக்க வேண்டிய காஸ்ட்டுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி கொடுக்கக்கூடிய டாரிஃப்கான டாக்ஸ், ஓகே. ஸோ அதனால நம்மளுக்கு ஒரு எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் இருக்கும், ஓகே. அந்த எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் காஸ்ட் தான் we can call it as taxes சொல்றோம். அண்ட் ஆல்சோ you are purchasing some instrument equipment வாங்கும்போது you are paying the tax money, ஓகே. அப்பார்ட் ஃப்ரம் அந்த காஸ்ட் ஆஃப் எக்யூப்மெண்ட்டை தவிர அதுவும் இருக்கும், அதெல்லாம் நம்ம எடுக்கிறது தான் அந்த டாக்ஸஸ் காஸ்ட்ல வரும், ஓகே.
எஸ் சார்.
Okay, that's all from now, okay. Now you can leave and just a minute, please be hold.
Sir, B class I take, sir.